Hi, everybody. We're on day 5, or number 5, of our Running the Race series, going through the book of Philippians. I'm Christy Birchville. Today we are looking at Philippians chapter 1, verses 12 through 17. They say, "Now I want you to know, brothers, that what has happened to me has actually resulted in the advancement of the gospel, so that it has become known throughout the whole imperial guard and to everyone else that my imprisonment is for Christ. Most of the brothers in the Lord have gained confidence from my imprisonment and dare even more to speak the message fearlessly. Some, to be sure, preach Christ out of envy and strife, but others out of goodwill. These do so out of love, knowing that I am appointed for the defense of the gospel. The others proclaim Christ out of rivalry, not sincerely, seeking to cause me trouble in my imprisonment." What does it matter? And verse 18 goes on to say, what does it matter? Just that in every way, whether out of false motives or true, Christ is proclaimed, and in this I rejoice. Yes, and I will rejoice. It's kind of interesting. Paul's circumstances, he's in prison. And he's not just in prison for any old reason. He's in prison because he's been preaching Jesus Christ as Lord. And because of that, people are upset. They don't want to hear it. They've like, hey, if we lock him away, maybe that'll be it. It'll be done. Well, what's been interesting, and Paul's like, you know what? I'm kind of excited about this circumstance because people now have become more bold about sharing Jesus Christ. It's kind of interesting when people see that someone is so passionate for what they believe in that they're willing to stand up for their faith no matter what. That's encouraging to others. It's inspiring to others. And what's even better is Paul's like, hey, look, people now outside they're standing up for Jesus. Now, he goes on to say, some of them are doing it out of good motives and some are doing it out of selfish motives or false motives or, to try as a way to try to get at him. But in the end, Paul's just excited to hear that the gospel is being preached. Why is that? Because Paul knows just how powerful God's word is, just how powerful the truth of who Jesus Christ really is can be in the life of someone. And so what makes it so great is that now that this is being preached and shared to other people, even if someone's motives are false, God can use the truth of the message of who Jesus is and how he wants to transform someone's life in such a way that he can be a positive impact to the people who are listening to this, even if the person who's sharing its message is from a false motive. It's kind of interesting how amazing God is that he can do something like that. But the question I think for us, how excited are we about the sharing of God's word? Do we get deeply excited and passionate about how important it is to share what God is doing in the lives of other people, or in the lives of ourselves, so that he can influence the lives of other people? I find it really interesting that Paul is so excited about this. I mean, he's in prison for it, for Pete's sake. It's not like he's got anything to gain out of this. But yet, he's the one who's really, really thrilled about this. When was the last time we got really excited about God's word being shared among other people? When was the last time that we were overjoyed and thrilled and encouraged because we were having an opportunity to suffer for what God had done and what God was doing? And that's what Paul's going through. Some deep thoughts and some definite things that we need to think about as we're kind of studying through the book of Philippians, because part of running the race is running through the difficult times. And that's where Paul was. So he finds his encouragement in knowing that he's not running the race alone. And neither are we. We're going to continue looking through running the race and all the different pieces of this race that we're in over the next several days. But just know that you're not alone and that we can find encouragement in sharing the message and the truth of Jesus Christ. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.